morning, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. That's if you remember me. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been about a month since my last upload. I am so sorry. I didn't intend to take such an enforced break, but it's just been really busy and I needed just a little bit of time to adjust to some big changes in our lives. So yeah, anyway, I'm back now. I hope you're all really well, and we are nearly at the end of September. I can't believe it is nearly October. It just, yeah, time just seems to be running away with me at the minute. But I thought today's vlog would just be a little bit of a catch-up, a coffee and catch-up. So I've got my coffee and yeah, I thought I would just come on and let you all know that I'm still here and let you all know what I've been up to. So grab yourselves a cup of tea or coffee or your beverage of choice and yeah, let's have a little chat. So I'll start with what I'm wearing. This is one of the tops that I made for my holiday to Cornwall, and it was part of my holiday capsule collection. I haven't filmed all my makes yet that I made for that holiday because we only got back from Cornwall just over a week ago and I was immediately back at work and it's just been really busy. So I've just not had the opportunity to do that yet, but I'm wearing this lovely top today, and actually I didn't wear it on holiday. And I know when I did my plans vlog, which was my last vlog that I uploaded, I know lots of you said, oh my word, you know, there's loads of things there and you can't possibly wear all those things on holiday. And yet you were absolutely right, I didn't wear the majority of them. Well, no, I did wear a fair few of them. I always like to have a big choice of different outfits, you know, when I'm on holiday, especially in the UK, because the weather is always unpredictable. And as it was in Cornwall, we had a fabulous week. We had 3 really lovely sunny days which we could get on the beach, which was fantastic. We had one really wet and windy day, and the other days were a little bit mixed, you know, sunshine and then cloud, etc. But it was warm the whole time. So there was some of the clothes that I made that I didn't actually get to wear. I will insert a few pictures of what I did wear. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you will have seen some of these outfits posted. And yeah, there was a couple of fails as well, but I'll talk about all those in another vlog. I'm going to do a bit of a whistle-stop tour of everything that I did make for my holiday capsule collection, and it worked really well. But anyway, just getting back, because I'm waffling already, to what I'm wearing. This is the Audrey top by Sew Over It in this gorgeous art gallery jersey that I've had in my stash for a little while. I think I got this from Minerva. It's beautiful, it's really nice, but didn't get to wear it on holiday, but I'm wearing it today for you, which is just lovely. So it is Tuesday, the 28th of September today, and yeah, it's been a really busy few weeks. You probably noticed that I've had my hair cut. I went to the hairdressers literally the day before we went on holiday, and I really wasn't happy with the cut on this occasion. Normally she cuts my hair really nice, but I gave her an image of what I wanted, and it's something that I've had before but not by this particular hairdresser, and she's put too many layers in it and she's not shaped it how I wanted it at all. Yeah, so my hair, yeah, it's a little bit shorter than I wanted, and anyway, yeah, it's hair, isn't it? It grows. So that's that. Yeah, the last few weeks, obviously, we've had some big changes in our lives at home, and we've gone from a family of 4 to a family of 2 plus a dog and a cat. I think I've mentioned previously that Isaac was heading off to uni this September, and we had a really busy day. The day that we were going on holiday, we also had to take Isaac to move into his flat for uni. He's in Manchester, and so that was a really hectic day. It was quite emotional as well, as I'm sure those of you who have grown-up children who've left home can empathise with. Yes, and the few weeks leading up to the event, I was incredibly anxious about it, I'll be honest, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't vlog, because I think I was just, you know, I mean, obviously Bronte moved out 4 years ago, and she moved out under very different circumstances, and that was very difficult, and I've mentioned that a couple of times in vlogs in the past. And obviously she's my eldest as well, and I still had Isaac at home, which was a godsend at the time because of what we were going through with Bronte. But then with Isaac going, obviously he's gone in the right way. You know, it was planned, we knew he was going, we were working up to it, and I was very, very anxious about it because of some of the historical memories I'd had from when Bronte left home, but also because I knew he was my last child and we were going to be, you know, it's the empty nest thing, isn't it? And yeah, I was just quite anxious about it, and also anxious about him because he's very different to Bronte. Bronte's very independent, she always has been, and Isaac's not been like that. He's always been very, likes his home comforts, likes to be at home, not very worldly wise, shall we say. And yes, I had lots of emotions about him moving out, how I was going to feel, and how, if he was going to be able to cope. Yeah, those kinds of things. So I had a lot of anxieties leading up to him moving out, and on the day, yeah, it was emotional, but obviously it was quite helpful that we were going on holiday as well, because it meant that we had that distraction from our normal routine, something to look forward to, etc. So apart from dropping him off and getting him settled into his flat, yeah, the actual event has been easier to deal with than the lead up to it, if that makes sense. And I sort of thought that would be the case. I think I knew that the anxieties I had were more around, you know, leading up to him actually moving out, to actually what the reality would be once he's gone. And yeah, I'm doing okay. I mean, I've been at work constantly since we got back from holiday last week, but today's my first day off, and then I am back in my normal job tomorrow. So today I've got a day free, which is just wonderful because it means that I can just chill out, get sorted out at home. I need to tidy up my sewing room, and I'm planning to go for a run because I need to post a parcel to the lovely Shan. So I'm going to combine that with a run to the post office, which is about 2 miles away. I'll run there and run back. So I think that will, you know, I've got that to do, and I want to do a bit of sewing as well. So yeah, it's quite a good day, but this is the first day I have at home on my own with no Isaac. You know, he's been at home for a long time actually because of the pandemic. When he was at college, you know, a lot of the time he was sort of being homeschooled with that, and then he finished college in May, so he's been at home consistently since May, and then now obviously he's gone to uni. He's settling in really well, and he's actually doing better, a lot better than I thought. He's cooking, he's washing his clothes, he's getting up on time, taking his medication without prompting, you know, he's doing all those things, and I just think, God, you've had us for a mug all these years. So yeah, that makes me feel a lot better knowing that he's settled, he's making friends, he's getting a bit of a social life, he's joined some groups at uni, and he's really settling in, which is lovely. So that's really cool. So I'm really starting to feel a little bit more settled about that. We're in the process of redecorating his bedroom. I know he's only been out a week, but his bedroom honestly was an absolute pigsty, and he moved into Bronte's old room when she moved out 4 years ago, and it's never been decorated since she had it, because we never knew at the time whether it was going to be temporary, whether she was going to be moving back or whatever, and so we didn't touch it really. He just moved into it, and yeah, it's 4 years of a, you know, older teenage boy man in that room has, you can imagine, can't you? So yeah, it needed doing. So we decided that while he's at uni, Martin was off last week while I was working, we were going to sort through it and get it redecorated, and we're doing it neutral so that when he comes home, because obviously it's still his room, when he comes home, you know, it's fine for him to stay in with all these things that he's left at home, but when he's not here, we can use it as a guest room as well, and it'll be nice and clean. Clean being the key word here, and tidy as well. So yeah, so we're just in the process of doing that at the minute as well. So that's kept Martin busy last week. Piper spent his first time in kennels, and while we were away, and we were quite worried about how he would be, but he was actually okay. Did come back with a little cut on his leg, but it's fine. It was just very superficial, and he was okay. Pluto was in the cattery, where he absolutely loves going there, and because she always makes a fuss over him, and we always pick him up, and she says, oh, he's just the most adorable, friendly cat, and I'm thinking, have you got the right cat? Because he's not like that with us. But we did have a bit of a problem with Pluto a couple of days ago. Well, actually I did. Judy was round on Friday, and it was the first time I'd seen her since we got back from holiday, and we went for a run. Judy always brings her lovely dogs with her, Poppy and Maggie, and I usually run with Maggie and Judy runs with Poppy, and I don't run Piper yet. I'm just starting to now. He's 9 months old, so he's still developing, so I have to be careful, but I'm planning to obviously start running with him soon as well. But he's still a bit too young and a bit too boisterous and all that kind of thing. But yeah, so Judy brings her two lovely dogs with her and we go running, and her dogs are quite cat reactive, very cat reactive. On Friday night, those of you that watch Shan at Kittenish Behaviour will know that Shan had a bit of a accident with Chiana, her lovely cat, about a month ago, where she reacted to another cat in the garden, and poor Shan took the brunt of that. And I can really sympathise, because I had a similar episode with Pluto, although not on the same scale, on Friday night, because Pluto was on our sewing table. Judy and I were sewing, which I'll tell you a little bit about in a second, and Poppy spotted Pluto, so that was it. She went mad, and Pluto dashed into the conservatory, climbing up the curtains in the conservatory, really scared, obviously. Poppy and Maggie were desperately trying to get to him. Just let me change my battery. Yeah, so they were desperately trying to get to Pluto, and it is your natural reaction to just obviously try and save your cat. So I obviously picked up Pluto, got him off the curtains, and he bit my thumb and clawed his claws into my face as well. So I had a big cut on my chin and in my lip, and they were bleeding for ages. Oh my god, it hurt so much. Yeah, and then Pluto disappeared off outside. You're a bit wonky now. Hang on. Oh, is that better? I don't know. I've got you balanced on a cardboard box here. Yeah, and Pluto dashed off outside. The dogs were going mad, as you can imagine, and yeah, I took the brunt of it. So I didn't come off anywhere near as bad as what Shan did, but I was in a fair bit of pain for a day or so. So I can totally empathise with how she couldn't sew for at least a week. So I was a bit worried about Pluto, because it was, yeah, this happened Friday night, and we didn't see him again till yesterday, and we were a bit worried that he'd disappeared forever, and thought, I'm not going back there. But he's back and he's fine, and I'm fine. Everything's healing okay. Did wonder if I'd need antibiotics, because cat bites can be really nasty. They have some really nasty bugs in their mouths compared to dogs. And surprisingly, dogs, you know, you think of cats as very clean and dogs as not so clean, but cat bites can be, yeah, there's some horrible bugs in their mouths, whereas you don't get the same with dogs, which is just, that's how it is. So a minor cat bite, you usually need antibiotics. But you know, I've been at work all weekend working with my colleagues who are doctors and other nurse practitioners, and I just kept an eye on things, and I thought the minute it shows any signs of infection, I'll get some antibiotics prescribed. But I didn't need them. I haven't needed them, and they're healing okay now. My chin is I've just got a little scab, but it's covered up with makeup, so you can't see it. So let me just grab a quick slurp of my coffee. So, what else have I got to tell you? I mean, if we're going to talk about sewing, obviously I was sewing right up until the night before we went on holiday. In fact, even when I was packing, after I got back from the hairdressers, I had to pack, because I'd not packed a thing up to that point, and this was like 6 o'clock Friday evening. We were setting off to take Isaac to uni first thing Sunday morning, and I'm thinking, I can't find my toiletry bag to put all my toiletries in, so I quickly had to make one, which is somewhere. I mean, it's not like I don't have any fabric, is it? So I just literally whipped up a quick toiletry bag from this lovely Frida fabric that I got from, I think it was either Sew Anonymous or Sew Totally Me, I can't remember, to be honest, but I bought half a metre of it, and I just used a fat quarter from my stash in this lot, sort of pink polka dot, and a pink zip from my stash as well, and I used some wadding inside as well. It's, you know, it's the fusible wadding. I think you can get it from Minerva. I think that's probably where I got it from. So I just, you know, I didn't follow a pattern for this or anything. I've made loads of these types of bags in the past for knitting projects and things, and yeah, I just, you know, just cut, you know, I squared it all off with my quilting ruler, and then yeah, just whipped up a quick bag. I think it took me about 20 minutes. So that carted all my makeup in to take on holiday with me. And then while we were away, I met up with the lovely Andy, who is So Andy Sews on Instagram, and she lives not far from where we were staying, so we did meet up last year. And yeah, I went to her gorgeous mansion. She lives in a mansion, honestly. It's got a thatched roof and everything. It's beautiful. And we caught up and had a bottle of Prosecco, which was really lovely because I'd not seen her since last September. And I was hoping to catch up with her again later on in the week, but we just didn't have chance. We took my dad with us on holiday, and Bronte came as well, obviously, and we were quite conscious that, you know, I didn't want to leave them too much because it was supposed to be a family holiday and everything. But yeah, we had a lovely evening together, and she gave me this, which is the most beautiful little project bag. Look at that. She made this, and I don't know what pattern she's used, but it's obviously got like a little drawstring top. Beautiful inside, and yeah, I was really touched. So it's absolutely gorgeous. So Andy, if you are watching, please, you know, let me know what pattern you used for this, because I'd love to make some more. It's gorgeous. So just talking about knitting, I don't tend to knit during the summer. I tend to knit during the winter, and I'm starting to think about it now. And I don't know if you've seen them, but one of the trends that I've seen that seems to be coming in for autumn and winter is, do you remember the old, I mean, we used to call them tank tops, but obviously they're not tank tops anymore, and they're called, I don't know, vests now or something. Anyway, yeah, tank tops is a bit 70s, isn't it? But anyway, they're like in again, and not the ones that we used to wear. Well, I suppose they are, but you know, at the end of the day, you wear what you want, don't you? But I've seen some, I'll put a few pictures in here. I've seen some pictures of some really nice tank tops, as I'm going to call them, and I want to knit myself one. So I have bought this pattern. I'll put this here. I've been looking for a pattern because I want something that's, when I say oversized, I don't want it super tight and fitted, because I want to wear it over a shirt, and I want it just a little bit loose so that I can wear it with skinny jeans, because I do like my skinny jeans. I do like my wide leg jeans as well, but I can't get into those at the minute because I've put a bit of weight back on, especially with all the cream teas and Cornish pasties I ate on holiday. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, I want something a little bit looser. So I really like this pattern. So I'm going to get the wool. I think I'm going to get the Drops Sky, which is, it's like a fluffy double knitting wool in a light grey. I fancy it in that, so I'm gonna get that. I've got loads of projects, loads of knitting projects half done, and yeah, they're all stuffed in drawers, and I can't face getting one out at the minute. But this, I want to make this. This is like, yes, want to make this, and I think it should be fairly quick because it hasn't got sleeves for a start, which is always a bonus, isn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna make that, and I'm gonna order that wool today, and hopefully it'll be here by the weekend and I can get on with that. And I'm going to use this lovely bag that Andy made me to store that little project in, so that's really, really lovely. Didn't go to any fabric stores when I was on holiday. We were quite near Truro Fabrics, but I went last year, and Piper's just barking at something in the background. Just ignore him. In fact, hang on a sec. Every time somebody walks by, he barks. He's just protecting us. Anyway, yes, I didn't go to Truro Fabrics because I went last year, and to be honest, I don't need any more fabric, do I? Do we ever? Yeah, but that's not why we buy fabric, because we need it, is it? So I didn't go to Truro Fabrics this time. We didn't get time, to be fair. We spent 3 days on the beach because it was just so gorgeous. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, since I've been back, I wanted to get back into sewing, but as I say, I've been working loads. Excuse me a sec. And I wanted to catch up on some vlogs as well. So I've caught up on a few vlogs, still got loads to catch up on. But one of the vlogs I love watching is Frugalisama. That's the lovely Sam, who lives not far from me actually. She's in my part of the world, and she's a fellow Yorkshire lass like me, and she did a vlog on free knicker patterns. Now, I know everybody's going a bit knicker bonkers at the minute. Knicker bonkers, that's yeah, just invented a phrase there. I know that Tilly and the Buttons has just released the Iris knicker pattern with, it's a collaboration I think with Evie Lalouve, is it? And I had a go at making knickers a few years ago and it was a disaster. I can't remember what pattern I used. I think, was it an Olulu pattern? It was a free pattern, I remember, but they didn't fit. They were too tight, they dug in, they were awful. So I sort of threw that to one side and vowed at some point in the distant future I would probably revisit knickers. And then when Tilly released that pattern, to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to buy it, because there are, you know, knickers, there are lots of free patterns out there, which Sam's vlog tells you, you know, some of the patterns that she's found, which I think some of them she's tried herself and they're really good, and I really enjoyed watching it. And I just think, you know, paying £13 for a pattern for knickers is just a lot of money, but that's the Yorkshire girl in me. Especially when there's some really good free patterns out there. So, but you know, if you're a beginner, you know, it's at the end of the day, you spend your money on what you like, but I'm not going to spend £13 on a pattern for knickers. So, Sam mentioned a pattern in her vlog, which was the Paper Theory Stevie knicker pattern, which is a free pattern, and there is a tutorial for it on their website. So I'll put a picture of that here. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to have another go. So I'd still got some knicker elastics and laces and things, stretch laces in my stash from the last encounter with making knickers, and I took it all out and thought I'm gonna have a go. So I wanted something, you know, just when I say easy, I mean it's a small project, isn't it? And after the mammoth sewing that I did before I went on a holiday, I thought I just want something to just get me back into it, without having to take on another big project right now, especially, and something just to relax me on an evening after work, that kind of thing. So yes, I printed off the Stevie pattern and I made knickers. In fact, I made shark knickers. In fact, I'm going to go get them and show you. Just 1 second. Right, so I'm back. These have just come out of the wash actually, so they're not dry yet, but oh my word, they are amazing. Now, I've got, as you know, lots of fabric, and I've got loads of jersey fabrics, loads of scraps. So they're great, as Sam said in her vlog, they're great for scraps. I have just used cotton jersey because I think that, you know, there's lots of different types of jerseys, as you know, and lots of different options for knickers, and I think bamboo jersey, modal jerseys would be lovely and feel lovely, but they're very slinky, and you know, knickers are small projects and quite fiddly, and I thought, you know what, I just want to use something that's a little bit more stable. So I've used cotton jersey because I like natural fibres, especially for wearing, you know, in the nether regions. You want something that's going to help you breathe. So yeah, we'll leave that there. And so I chose some, well, the first knickers I made are owl knickers. So I'd got this owl jersey. Look at that. I've never shown my knickers on YouTube before, but anyway. Yeah, I made these out of this owl jersey. Now, I can't remember where I got this from. I think it was from the Birmingham Rag Market, I think. But it's just a mint green cotton jersey. And then I bought some Pico Edge elastic, which hopefully you can just see that there, from eBay, I think it was. It was a couple of quid for, you know, 5 meters, something like that, so it's not expensive. I had a go at making knickers, and these are the Stevie knickers. Now, the only change I made, well, I made two changes. I made them up, well, I didn't make them up as is to start with, because I know Sam mentioned on her vlog that the front pattern piece is sort of curved downwards, so it sits a bit lower. Now, right, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had 2 children, and my second child I had by cesarean. When you've had a cesarean, for those of you that have had a cesarean, you will know you are left with a little pouch that no matter how much you exercise will not go. And even when I've been at my skinniest, I still have that little pouch. The only thing that would get rid of it would be surgery. So I don't like wearing knickers that are lower at the front because they sit right underneath that pouch, and I am really self-conscious about that little pouch as it is, because prior to that I had a absolutely, you know, pancake flat stomach, and even after I'd had Bronte, it went pancake flat. It always has been, and I hate that pouch. I can't stand touching it, I can't stand looking at it, and I certainly don't want to wear knickers where it hangs over the top. So I basically altered the pattern piece. In fact, I'll show you. This is the pattern piece here, and you can see how it just curves under, and I was frightened that I would have that little pouch of skin hanging over the top, which is not a good look, is it? So all I did was, from the side seam, I just basically cut straight across. Well, actually I hadn't, because I cut the pattern out first, so I just added a bit of paper in and just straightened it off at the top so that they're just straight at the top, basically. So it now sits over that. Well, not, it actually sits across it, which is fine for me. I don't like my underwear going right over the top of it either, because you end up with that little protuberance, and I like my underwear to sort of cut it right through the middle, because that makes it flatter. Does that make sense? So that's what I did, and then I made them up as is otherwise. And the only thing I found was that the gusset, here's the gusset. So the gusset piece I found was too short. So the front bit isn't at the front on me, if that makes sense. It's halfway underneath. Does that make sense? We're getting quite graphic now, aren't we? But anyway, so I made one pair, and apart from the gusset bit, they fit beautifully. You know, they've got full coverage on the butt, which is just lovely. They don't ride up. They're just amazing. But the gusset was just not long enough. So what I did was I added in an inch extra length by just cutting the gusset in half and adding an inch there. But that meant then I needed to alter the front pattern piece, because it's the front where I needed the extra length, if that makes sense. So I just, the inch that I added into the gusset, I took off this bit here. Well, actually no, what I did was I cut through probably about an inch up from the bottom part of the front pattern piece, sliced that in half, and then took an inch out there. So the inch I took out there, I added onto that, and then I remade them, and yeah, they're exactly right for me now. So apart from that, that is the only alteration I needed to make. And then I made shark knickers. Oh yes, here we go. And these have got lace on, look, just around the waistband and the legs. Now the only thing is, when you've got these on, this lace, again, I just got it from eBay, it's not expensive, and this is, again, is a cotton jersey, and this was remnants from when I made Martin's t-shirt, and this cotton jersey is from Flamingo Fabrics, and it's gorgeous, it's fabulous. So who doesn't want shark knickers? You know, they're just amazing. Now the only thing I would do differently making these again is I wouldn't put the lace around the waist, because when you've got them on, because they stretch, the lace just goes thin, if that makes sense. So you don't see the, you know, you don't see the lovely detail of the lace. So I would just use the Pico elastic around the waist, and the lace on the leg bits, which, you know, that would be lovely. So I'm going to make another pair of these, and I've got enough of this left to make a vest to match, which is amazing, because I'll probably wear those in bed, because I don't like, I mean, I do wear pyjamas, but I don't wear them in bed. But I like wearing something in bed, and I usually like wearing a vest and knickers in bed, to be fair. So all my secrets are coming out now, aren't they? Anyway, yeah, shark knickers, they're just great. Now I didn't attach the lace correctly. I basically just, you know, on the raw edge, just pinned it on and used my cover stitch. I used my cover stitch and my overlock to make these. Really quick, really easy. And yeah, I did attach the lace a little bit wrong, but you know, if you want me to do a tutorial on making these knickers, you know, it's a free pattern. I'm quite happy to do one, because I've made 4 pairs now. I was so hooked on these last week that every single night I got home from work and I said, I'm making another pair because I want to wear them again tomorrow, because they are so comfortable. So honestly, when you hear people say, when you've made knickers that fit you, you will never buy another pair again, I can totally appreciate that. So yeah, I'm not hugely into novelty underwear, I will be honest with you, but you know, they're quite fun, aren't they? And I do want to make just some plain black, plain nude colour and plain white ones as well. But yeah, really good pattern, really like this pattern. It is literally 3 pattern pieces, and the gusset has one AWOL at the minute. I think it's under my desk. But yeah, literally 3 pattern pieces, which, you know, and once you get the fit right, as I say, the fit for me is perfect. I made the size 12, but I just graded out to the 14 on the bum because I've got quite a large behind and I wanted that coverage, because the big bugbear I have with knickers is that they just always don't cover my butt cheeks, and that's when they start riding up when you move, and yeah, that gets on my nerves. So knickers. Thank you so much, Sam, if you're watching, for doing that video, because, you know, go and watch it. She's got some other great options on there as well, and I might try some of the others. Found my gusset now. So yeah, knickers. So when Judy came on Friday, let me just have more coffee. When Judy came on Friday and we'd done our run, I'd already told her the day before. I said, you know, I showed her my shark knickers, not while I was wearing them, obviously, but I said, look, I've made knickers. So I said, you know, print off the pattern, bring it round, and we'll have a go. So yeah, Judy made a pair. I sort of did a little bit of a teaching session, which was great fun. Yeah, that was when the dogs went and attacked Pluto, which we've already discussed. But anyway, yes, I made knickers with Judy. She made a pair, and yeah, she messaged me later on that evening saying, what have you started? Because yeah, she loves them. So I think she's gone and ordered some elastics now, and she's away making knickers. So I think the plan is I'd like to make some more, definitely. I mean, how many pairs of knickers does one girl need? But they're so comfy, they might just replace some of the other underwear that I have in my drawers at the minute. And the other thing that I wanted to make as well is not very exciting at the minute, because I'm on a bit of a, you know, that feeling you get when you get back from holiday and you get that anticlimax because you've had such a great time, and you get back to your normal life and you think, I'm a bit like that with my sewing at the minute, because obviously I'd sewed so much for my holiday. I've got back and it's like, what do I do now? Something at the door. That was good timing. Parcel, and this is fabric, but I'll show you in a minute. Piper wants it at the moment. What I want to make next. So yeah, you know when you get in that bit of a slump, and I feel a little bit like that because obviously I made so much for my holiday and I've come back and I'm a bit sewn out, if I'm honest, and think, I don't know what to make next. And I've put some weight on. And, you know, I want to just get that little bit of weight back off. But actually what I really want and what I really need are complete and utter loungewear, because I'm not a huge loungewear person, as in, I wouldn't say I get dressed up when I'm at home, but I don't just sort of slob around in, you know, in jogging bottoms and throwing an old t-shirt on. And sometimes I wish I did, because, you know, why is there any need to get dressed up? But then, you know, we sew because we like wearing nice things, don't we? And wearing things that we want to wear. And, you know, I've got all these lovely clothes and think, well, why make all these lovely clothes and not wear them? So yes, I do tend to always try and, I'm not saying dress nicely, but, you know, I will wear what I sew. And I don't often wear just a, you know, a big oversized t-shirt and joggers. However, we have a dog. And we have a large dog, and he's quite boisterous, and, you know, going out, taking him on walks, I'm not exactly going to wear my white jeans, because they would not remain white by the end of that walk. And I now need some, you know, clothes that I can just throw on for a muddy dog walk. You know, we're heading towards, well, we're in autumn now, and we're heading towards the wetter, colder months. And I know, taking him out when he's been running around in the mud and then jumping up at me, I'm going to end up filthy. And I don't want my nice jeans, you know, I've got jeans, obviously, but I don't want my nice jeans to end up covered in mud. So I'm thinking I need something that I can just throw on to walk the dog. And then if it gets muddy, it's fine. That can be my dog walking clothes. So I guess that's what I'm saying I'm going to make. So I am going to make just some black. And I know black shows up the mud, but everything shows up the mud, doesn't it? So I thought I'm going to make some black joggers, plain black joggers, and a fairly loose fit hoodie. So the pattern I've got for the joggers is another free pattern. It's the Yoggers by Petite Stitchery. Now I can't remember where I got where I got this pattern. Well, I know where I got the pattern from, but I can't remember who told me about it or how I discovered it. But anyway, I did discover it, and again, it's a free pattern. I know there's the Hudson's by True Bias, and I've made those, but they're quite a slim fit, and I want something that's not so slim fit. So I will put a picture of the Yoggers up here so you can see them, but I've printed out this pattern. I did it last night and cut out my size. I've altered it, so I thought I'm going to make those today. And I have got this just plain black French terry. Now I'm just trying to think how much I've got here. I thought I had 3 meters, but I don't think I do. I think I've got 2 meters here. What I wanted to do was I wanted to make a black hoodie and a black pair of Yoggers out of this, but I'm not going to have enough, I don't think, because there's definitely not 3 meters here. In fact, yeah, there's 2 meters. So I might have to piece it together with some other jersey, because I'm not bothered about anything fancy. It's not going to be exciting, but I'm going to make a pair of black joggers because I don't have a pair of black joggers, and a hoodie. With the remnants that are left, I'll make a hoodie and piece it with some other jersey that I've got, you know, some other French terry that I've got left over. And I will, I haven't decided on what hoodie pattern. I just want something loose, fairly loose. There's quite a few of the Ellie and Mac ones. I mean, to be honest, Ellie and Mac release all these patterns for different hoodies, and they're all the same but just different style lines, I think anyway. But I've got a couple of their patterns, and I've made them up before for Isaac. I've made him a couple, and I might just use the one that I've done for him because it will be oversized, and it'll be great to just throw on with, you know, a pair of joggers for walking Piper. So that's the plan, something fairly just simple, straightforward. As for longer term sewing plans for autumn and winter, I honestly haven't got a clue at the minute. You know, everybody's getting into autumnal sewing, and I just, at the minute, I mean, the problem with the weather at the minute is it is really cold in the morning. This morning when I opened the door, I thought, wow, it feels very autumnal and fresh out there, which is lovely. But then it gets really warm during the day, so it's still getting up to quite, you know, t-shirt temperature later on. So we're in that sort of transitional phase where you don't know what to wear, because you put on a jumper first thing in the morning and by 11 o'clock you're sweating. So yeah, it's and because of that, I honestly don't know what I want to make yet. So I haven't made any plans for October. I need to sit and think about it. I need to change my wardrobe around, because I don't know about you, but I keep all my seasonal clothes separate, so because I don't have enough space anyway to have everything that I make all in my wardrobe at once. So all my summer clothes are in my wardrobe at the minute, and all my autumn winter clothes are in, you know, the underbed storage cube things under my bed, and I need to sort them all out. But because we're still in that transitional phase, I did think this morning about, you know, getting all my autumn winter things out, but then I'm looking at them thinking, but, you know, if I wear that, I'm going to be too hot at lunchtime and I'm going to want a little vest on again or whatever. So I don't know. So I need to think about that. One pattern I did buy just before I went on holiday, let me grab it, is this one, which is the Neige by Deer and Doe. I think I mentioned in my plans vlog for the holiday capsule that I wanted a jumper that was slightly different, and somebody did give me an idea. Yes, somebody mentioned, I can't remember who it was now, I'm really sorry, I'll have to go back and look through the comments, but somebody mentioned one of the I Am Patterns jumpers, because it was a Breton style, fisherman style smock jumper that I wanted, and it was brilliant. Whoever mentioned it, I can't even remember the name of it now. It was I'll put a picture here anyway. Yeah, the name has just gone from my head, but as soon as I saw it, I thought, yes, perfect. So I bought that pattern and I made it, which you'll see in my makes video when I get around to filming that one. But at the same time, when I was looking for patterns, I'm not sure if somebody else mentioned this one. In fact, it might have even been, no, it was Sew Me Sunshine. She does vlogs every month or so with showcasing her fabrics and pattern matches and all that kind of stuff. And it was Harriet actually that mentioned this. And I thought, oh, I like that. So, because I like the sleeves. So actually thinking about it, I'm just thinking, instead of a hoodie, I could make this, couldn't I? And, you know, use the French terry that I've got left after making the Yoggers, either for the arms, depending on how much I've got, because I don't know yet. and just make this, but make an oversized version. And then because of the, you know, the different pattern pieces, I can mix and match with some other jersey. That might be an idea. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, so you're all just saying, Rachel, just show us what you've got in the parcel, aren't you? So this has come today. This is from Pound Fabrics. Now, Pound Fabrics is a little bit of a misnomer in my opinion, because the name suggests that everything is a pound, and it's not. I mean, yes, they do have a lot of pound fabrics. They're not a company that I generally buy from very often, because a lot of the cheap pound fabrics that they sell are obviously they're either chiffons or polyesters, and they're not something that I buy anymore, because I did in the early days when I was learning how to sew and practicing, and I didn't want to spend a lot on fabric, but I don't like wearing those fabrics generally. Occasionally you can get some polyesters that are amazing, but what they've actually got all sorts on there now, and they do sell, you know, some of the more natural fabrics. A lot of their jerseys are cotton jerseys, French terries, that kind of thing, and they are very reasonably priced. So hang on a sec, because I just need some more coffee. Right, so I have bought a couple of French terries. Oh wow, I'm just looking at them now. And also they've got some swimwear fabrics on there as well, some activewear, which it was really reasonably priced. So I'll show you the activewear first. It is this cherry print lycra. Now, the plan for this is to make a swimsuit. Now, I know, you know, it's not swimsuit season anymore. Well, it might be depending on which part of the world you're in, but it's certainly not in the UK. And I know it's white, and, you know, the recommendation is always don't wear white swimwear if you are more olive skinned, darker skinned, etc., because when it becomes wet it becomes see-through. Luckily for me, I'm very fair, so I can get away with it, hopefully. So I saw this and I really liked it, and I've bought a metre of it, and I'm going to make a swimming costume from this, I think, for when we go on holiday next year, because we've booked to go to Portugal in May, just me and Martin. This will be our first foreign holiday, just the two of us. We've booked a villa with a pool, private pool as well, which is amazing. And yes, in May we're going to Portugal, so I'm going to make a nice swimming costume. And I bought the Sea Bright swimmer by Friday Pattern Company. I'll put a picture of that here, when they had a discount on their patterns a couple of months back, and I really fancy that. But it's very, very low cut. But you know, I don't have a large chest. Not that I'm saying if you've got a large chest you can't wear that, but for me, if I had a large chest, I would not want to wear that, because I'd be worried about falling out. But you know, I'm thinking I might just try it, and I'm going to be in a private pool with my husband, so it's going to be fine. So I think I'm going to make that out of this. But obviously I will want to line this, and I'm going to use probably, I'm going to see what the nude power mesh looks like underneath it, if it shows through, but I think the nude should be okay. I was going to say I'll use white, but I don't think I will use white. I think I'll use nude, because obviously you want it to be flesh coloured underneath, don't you? So I like that. Yeah, I think this was 12, I think it was it £12? Have I got an invoice? Hang on, let me have a look. I think it was, no, it was £8.95 for a metre, which is fabulous, isn't it? £9 for a full metre of swimwear lycra is really good value. So yeah, I really like that, and it's quite a good, I would not, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't make running leggings out of this, because I think it would be, well, yes, it would be too see-through. And it's, although, you know, I mean, the base is fine, it's not thin, and you know, the print doesn't stretch out when you stretch it. So yeah, I'm really happy with that anyway. So that was my first one. And then I got two French terries. I got this one, which is Stars Constellation on Navy French terry. I got 2 meters of this, and this was £8.50 a meter. So yeah, the plan was to make more joggers. This is me saying I don't wear joggers, but I'm planning to make more joggers out of this, or another hoodie. Yeah, it's a French terry. This was £8. I don't know if I've just told you this, but it was £8.50 a metre, so that's really pretty. I like that. Lovely. And then I got this one, which is blue and purple lightning French terry fabric. Again, this was £8.50 and I got 3 meters of this. Oh, look at that. How gorgeous is that? So it's beautiful. Again, I'm thinking joggers. But why not? Why not? It's a nice weight. It's got good stretch to it. I love it. It's gorgeous. I only ordered these. We're on Tuesday. I think, oh, I've gone a bit dark. There we go, I'm back. Yeah, I only ordered these at the weekend. I keep going dark, which is a bit strange. I'm still here, honestly. And they're here already, so it's only Tuesday, so that's really good. But yeah, pound fabrics do some really nice things. But clearly not everything is a pound a metre. Right, I think I've been whittering on at you for long enough, haven't I? I'm going to finish my coffee because it's nearly cold. And I am going to go now because I've got to get those knickers dry because they're wet. Put my washing in the dryer because it's not warm enough to hang it out now. And I want to get these things cut out and start sewing up. And I've got to run. Yeah, loads to do and time's cracking on. So I hope you're all really well. Please leave me, you know, your comments down in the description box below because I always love hearing from you. It's just fantastic. You know, I've missed you all so much. I am hoping now things are getting a little bit easier. My shift pattern, well, the way I'm working in my normal job, which I'm back at tomorrow, is changing slightly. So I won't be working as many days, but you know, I still do the locum and stuff, but I'm gonna be, yeah, things are changing a little bit. So I'm going to be back with you a little bit more frequently than I have been over the last month. So take care of yourselves and I'll see you all really soon. Bye.